Okay, I just wanted to come on and encourage anyone who's been, maybe seeking a parent's approval or um seeking that, somebody has um somebody that you ever felt like they needed to like just apologize and just say like, that they're sorry and that don't mind that. I'm just so much like a young college student, and I prefer people to leave me alone when it comes to cleanliness. Because if I had to live in a third world country type of house where apparently I have like some part of the house and barely any part of the fridge, then I guess whatever, right? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyways, last night I had a conversation with my dad, and honestly, you know, growing up, I let people convince me that, he was never capable of being a good person, that he was apparently never capable of taking care of me, that he was apparently never capable of taking care of my heart. And it just doesn't make any sense because growing up, he used to always tell me, like, you're gonna be a good mom someday, like, you're gonna be a stay at home mom someday, a stay at home mom and wife someday. And like, he just always told me those things and always gave me positive affirmations. So think that my story and our story is very similar to the Bell story. And really, what's the most important from this is that he told me that I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of this. Like, he just kind of like let like all of, you know, he just let like all of the emotions free. Like, he told me he was sorry, and he told me that I'm sorry that you've been put in the middle. I'm sorry of all of this. I'm sorry that, all of this. And, the best thing I can say is that you have to believe that your parent can say, I'm sorry. That is the best advice that I could give anyone, and especially these people that I see in my family, because, you know, like, you have to believe that someone's going to say, I'm sorry. And belief is more than just saying, okay, I believe that they're going to say, sorry. No, you can't just say that. You have to internally believe in Jesus Christ, and you have to believe. And I don't know how to answer these tough questions for everybody else, but the bottom line is I think my father apologized, you know, one, because of himself, and he followed that voice and he responded to it. And two, because, that's the way that he chose. So at the end of the day, I don't think that my father screwed me up. I don't think that he screwed with, you know, any of my family members. I think at the end of the day, God always uses our parents to give us an example of some holy, wholesome example. And and rightfully so. I don't really have much advice. I think my father apologized to me because I believed in him, and I believed, in our relationship. And I don't think that it's up to anyone else to tell you you can have a relationship with someone. Um, and th- I don't really know what else to say. I'm sure I'll get it on camera someday, but if you have someone out there, if you have someone, a family member, a friend that you need to say I'm sorry to because you abandoned them and whatnot. And by the way, like, Codependency No More is definitely a good book, and I'm actually quite an adult. I'm in my mid 20s, and I think that people like me ought to be given a break. And I'm afraid this sucker's gonna go off, but I just wanted to say, if you have a family member, just believe that they're say I'm sorry, and they will say I'm sorry, and they will come to their senses. So my dad just did. My dad just said I'm sorry, and it's because his daughter felt like she needed that. So